Okay. So once I'm on daily, next thing I do is I pull up my period separator, and then do you know how to use period separator?
No, I don't. No, I told you I'm not used to it to
So
MT4.
now what we use period separator to do is, there are different time frames. So now for us to know what is going to happen next week, we need the data of what has happened week before. So the best of data we can get and we can get to use is the most recent data. So if you want to know what's going to happen this week, the best data we can use is what happened last week and the one before. So we cannot be using the data of what happened last year to judge what will happen last year. Might be outdated already. So the same thing, if you want to know what will happen this month, we need the data of what happened last month, not the upper month, not the ones in the past. They might be outdated. So what am I saying? Now, once you pull up your period separator, then you'll be able to put your chart in terms of period. Now, when you're on the monthly time frame, each period separator space is a year. So it means that from here, from this line to this other line is a year. You can see it's 12 months. Can you see 12 there?
Yes, I can. So
So
how do you pull up the period separator?
just control Y.
Control Y, okay.
So if you go to the weekly time frame also, now from the first line to the second line is also a year. You can see 52, 53. Can you see what I'm showing you?
Yes, I can see it.
So what I mean is that if you want to know what will happen this year, you should work on last year. Is that right?
Yes.
But because we are not so much of a long-term trader, we don't want to trade based on what happened in the year. So if we go to D1 time frame, what happened within the period separator is a month. So if I want to do my markup for the month, I rather stay on D1 and mark my key levels on D1. Are you getting me?
Yes.
So if I want to do what will happen in the whole week, I stay on H4 because if you're on H4, the space between two space in the period separator is a week. So how do you know it's a week? 30 times 4 hours, you will get it correctly. It's 120 hours divided by 5 days. So now, so once I open the, are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
So once I open the period separator and I open my daily time frame, I pull up my Fibonacci and I bring it from the lowest or the highest, depending on what comes first. But in this case, the lowest, the swing low comes first. So I'm going to swing from the swing low to the swing high. Did you get that?
Okay. So how did you where did you put the highest of this Fibonacci? I can see where the lowest start from. So where is the highest?
This is the highest on the tip of this red candle on the week.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the
So
idea of
that's
what I'm
that's the
trying
highest,
to
right?
do, let me explain what I'm trying to do. Since we need the
Okay.
data of last month to be able to predict what will happen this month.
Okay.
So I'm measuring between the lowest for the month and the highest for the month.
Okay.
So and that's why I'm working with the weeks, not with the body.
Okay.
So I pick it from the week of the lowest, and I took it to the week of the highest. So you do say that I do a swing low to a swing high.
Okay.
So now that that is done, I mark my key levels. So the most important key levels here are 13.2, each other one
50, 61.8.
60, then 50, then 61.8. Now, before I go further, I want you to notice something by yourself. Can you see that the bullish movement that happened in the last few days started exactly on 61.8
Exactly. Hmm.
without even any week below it?
Yeah.
So For me, if I was on this trade, since I already marked it for this month, I'm watching these 3 points in the market. I'm watching now these 3 points for the market, and eventually it took off from here. But that's not even where I'm going yet. One thing I've discovered by experience is when you are doing your markup on D1 or weekly level or monthly level, every fib level is a major level. So I'm going to mark up everywhere on my own. I'm going to mark up everywhere, and I will show you now why they are important. So I'm going to mark up my 0.0, my 70.7, my 78.6, my 88.6. Now, can you see how price is reacting at those places?
Yeah.
So see what happened at 88.6. See, this market turned back at 88.6. But then, so let me mark my profit zone as well, because we are already currently around that area. So once I'm done with this markup, I can remove my fib, unless I just want to keep it there. But let's just keep it there for now. And then I go to H4. I go to H4. Now, yesterday, this happened. There was a retest. And then some people thought, because this thing went up so fast, it's already coming down. But I saw it, I knew it was going to be a retest. But see what we had eventually. It retested the 0.0 level and then went up higher. So for me, so when they say that, make sure you take a trade on key level, this is what it means. So now the movement started on 61.8 and then continued and continued and continued. Now, but one thing I want you to notice is this, and there's this principle you need to learn. It always works. In fact, not all of the time, but almost 80% of the time. And when it happens, it gives you rest of mind when you take the trade. And it's the principle of break and retest. For every level broken, there must be a retest before the movement continues. So now it now depends on how good you are to be able to cite the retest. For example, I'm trying to go to a lower time frame so that I can show you this very correctly. Look at, the movement started at 61.8, broke through 50.0. Can you see that I broke through 50.0 to the upside?
Yes.
But we tested 50.0 before moving higher again.
Yes.
But then we didn't see a retest on 38.2.
Yes.
But then price lingered a lot on 23.6 before this major retest, and then we went up.
Yes.
And then after we crossed 0.0, there was a major retest also, and the price eventually moved up.
Yeah.
Now, currently, what is currently forming also could be another retest. Because if you sit down with GU, you will know that GU is likely to come to this 61.8 because there's a major trend line attracting it. Let me show you the trend line, because I've worked with EPA very well, so I know what I'm talking about. So this, okay, it's not this pair. I think it's GJ that has a major trend line attracting it. So now, if my trend line is right, we might be seeing a reversal here. It's not likely to get broken unless it's just going to test 61.8 to come back, because this trend line is a weekly trend line. It's been holding for how many weeks? For 77 weeks.
Wow.
That is more than a year. So if you go do markup for all GBPs, let me show you the ones I've done and let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, this is GJ. Let me show you GJ. Can you see the trend line for the GJ? This two has been holding for almost 2 years now. So I'm expecting that this bullish momentum pushing forward will touch minus 61.8 and throw weeks at the at the um at the trend line before coming down. But of course, I don't care if it's play out or not. All I need is when I take my trade, I take it from levels to levels. So, and that's why you don't see me drop. I really don't get to drop direction of a particular pair to say this one will go this way and then go this way and then go that way. I really don't need all of that. All I need to do is once you have done your markup, enter the market, see the key level, see the price action, and take your trade. Catch your 50 pips, your 70 pips, and say goodbye for the day. You don't need to know where the market is going per se. Just because one thing I found out is people staying with where the market is likely to go make them lose money because we are egoistic being. So if you think you've done all your markup during the weekend and you're sure gold was going to sell, the moment your setup becomes invalid, you are supposed to close that trade and follow the opposite
Direction.
bias or sentiments. But because you were convinced it was going to sell, you will stay on it until you blow your account. Because every retracement will look like it's going to your direction, to you. It is that funny. So since then, I stopped holding bias before I enter the market. So I just entered the market. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, and that's why
I
I
can
tell
hear
you,
you.
don't think when you're in the market, don't say I think the market is going to this direction. It's a totally wrong way to trade. You only interpret what you see, not what you think. Market is going up, it is going up. Don't say you think it's going to come down. Don't think. Just take what you see and use good money management. You will not win all the trade. Even the best of traders don't win all the trade. But what you need to do is make your money management such that if you lose two and win one, that one will cover for all your losses and you will still go with some money. That's what I do. That's what I try to maintain. So, like I shared on the group, if you use what I started with, ratio 2:5, if you lose two, you will have lost 40 pips. If you win one, you will have won 50 pips. So you are still going on with 10 pips in profit. Though small, but at least there's an addition on your account.
Yeah.
So that is one thing about fib levels. Now and then, as much as since I mastered this thing, I stopped looking for support and resistance on my charts. Why? Because once I make my markups, they always equate to support and resistance. Do you understand?
Yes, I get you.
And one thing I found out is between one level to the other, you have good pips to make yourself happy for the day. Like between this one now, between here and here is, let me check again. Now, for example, between here and here is 77 pips. You'll be happy with that, won't you?
Sure.
So if you could take the trade from here to here, 62 pips, you are cool. So you are not looking for a market that will go all the way to the moon. Just take what you are in the market to take, and then take your profits and walk away. Tomorrow is another day. So that's that for using fib to catch your levels. And then let me say this before I forget. Now there's a fundamental rule with using fib. When you are doing a swing low to swing high like we did here, swing low to swing high. Now after you've put that in place, watch out for where price is. If price is above the 30.2, then the market sentiment is long. You should be looking for a buy, not a sell, unless at the profit region. These are the profit region. From 0 up to this place is the profit region. So from here down to here, we are careful what we trade. You trade what is visibly clear. But then once price is above 38.2, you start looking for a buy. But if price is above 61.8, you start looking for a sell. So let me give
If
you
price
the
is
other way.
above 61.8, you start looking for a sell.
If price is above 38.2, this is what I'm saying. You've done a swing low to swing high. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
You've done a swing low to swing high. Then look, check out for where price is. If price is above 38.2, then your bias should be automatically a buy. You just need to look for a right place and the right price action to take the trade. Or if price is
Okay.
below, if price is below 61.8, your bias should be sell to go short, but then you are looking for the right place and the right price action to take the trade.
Okay.
And then if you are doing a swing high to swing low like we have here, if you are doing a swing low to swing high, let me use a different chart so that I don't get this messed up. Or maybe I should just use from what I have here. Okay, so this is a swing high to swing low. Can you see it? Hello? Hello, can you see this? Hello?
I can see it. I can see
Okay.
it.
So this is a swing high to swing low. So I said if price is below, now price is currently below 38.2. As you can see, this is where price is. I'm not feeling you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. This is 38.2. Price is currently below 38.2. So I said in this kind of scenario, your bias should be a sell, not a buy. But that doesn't mean that we cannot have a short buy like we had here. This was a buy. But as you can see, it was a retest. It retested the broken structure to continue. And that doesn't mean that this cannot even reverse a little bit. So if I want to take this sell trade, like I said, you wait for the right time, the right place, and the right price action. So I would rather wait for it to break this 23.6, retest it clearly, and then I sell it. Do you understand?
Yes. Can you show me how to draw swing high to swing low?
Okay, let me remove this so that I can use it, for example. So this is swing high. You look for the highest point in the market. Actually, once you have your previous separator in place, this is the new month forming. So you need the previous month, which is this one. So looking at this month, what comes first? A high or a low? It's a high. So if it was a low that came first, like this, let's say this came before this, we'll have done a swing low to swing high. But because we saw this before this, and that's why we are doing a swing high to a swing low. So, and that's it. Did you get that?
Yes, I get it. So you look for the normal key level to take the trade, the 38.2 and the likes.
So now that you've done that, like I said, for this particular trade, you will not take a sell right here because this is just above a key level. So the higher chances here there will be a short buy before the market can break it, and the market might not even be able to break it until another market session open, which will be in the next 40 minutes or so. So now I would rather wait to have this broken and retested before I can take a trade. But how did I know that I'm supposed to wait for a sell? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand now. How did I know I'm supposed to wait for a sell? Apart from the momentum, I said that when price is above 38.2 in a swing high to swing low, you look for a sell. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Yes.
Are you sure you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So now that's done, that's said and done. Now, so if you, of course, I did my markup on D1, but I don't take trade on D1. So let me use that. Let me quickly clear that. I don't take trade on D1. Now, of course, I don't even leave my chart on D1. Once I do my markup on D1, my key level rather is on D1. I come to H4, and then on H4, I start looking for trend lines, patterns, whatever it is that I can get. Double bottom, triple bottom, all of those patterns that we also use. I look for them on H4, draw trend lines on H4 and all of that. Eventually, after all that is said and done, I go to H1 to start looking for the price action and where to take it. I already have a bias already. So it's easier since you have a bias, you already feel where the market is going. You're just looking for the right time to enter the trade. So I can go as low as 30 minutes or 15 minutes to see what I'm talking about. Now look at this. This, of course, we cannot take all of these candles seriously because there's no momentum in the market. Market is currently there's no institutional trader in the market until 10 or 11 that Asia session is going to open. We cannot really pay attention to what the candles that are printing because there will be a lot of fake candles currently. But then we can go as low as 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour to see clearly what price is saying. Do you know how to read price action?
Not really.
Okay. Now, so you need to learn that. There's a book I will have shared with you, but somebody already dropped it on the group. So just pick that book and read. You really appreciate that. So the book, the Candlestick Bible.
Okay.
That was the book I was supposed to send to you, but I forgot and I think it's because you stopped disturbing me about it. I'll have sent it to you earlier than when the person dropped it. So go through the book. You will need to understand because that is the last thing. When it comes to taking trades, the last thing you look at is the price action
Okay.
because price action is what tell you what nothing else can tell you. So let me find a way to explain because there's no way I can explain unless you read it really well. But let me find a way to, okay, think I really have what I'm looking for. Look at this kind of trade. Look at this market. See, market went all the way up and closed below this level, 88.6. Can you see it?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, I can see it.
Now, and this is a day, this is a full day. Now, market went all the way up again and closed below that same level. Went all the way up, closed on the level. Went all the way up and came below the level. Went all the way up, closed below the level. Now, what is this telling us? Two things. Price could not break above 88.6. That's one thing. The other thing is, right from here, price started creating a lower low. So price closed here, which is a low that's lower than this low, then closed here again, another lower low. So Now, with what is happening now, and then the fact that price could not break above 18.6 is a sure sell. I can carry 100.0 on this kind of trade. Why? Because one, it's a key level. Two, price action has shown us that price has unsuccessfully been able to break through that level. So be careful to notice when the price start throwing wicks in one direction. There's a rule in the market: when price consistently throw wicks in one direction, it will forcefully go the other direction. Do you hear that? Let me repeat it.
Yes.
Now, once price um, continuously throw wicks in one direction, now 90% of the time it will forcefully go the other direction. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
So markets kept throwing wicks in this direction. So what did we see next? For the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, it kept falling. Are you sure you understand?
Yeah, I do. I do.
So let's do for more example. And that's one of the reasons you need to understand price action. If you don't understand price action, you can never really be happy with your trade results, because that's the ultimate. Look at this also. There's almost no exception for this, unless in few cases. See how price was throwing weeks everywhere, and then what did we see after? A fall. You can go ahead and check every pair and look out for those. For me, that is my favorite setup, especially if I now have confluence with other things like key levels, like trend line, like all of those things. But let me show you an exception to it. But even the exception will still give you some money anyway. Now look at this trade. This USD JPY. Now price 2 weeks, 1, 2, 3, and even 4. So price through like 4 weeks and then created a lower low. Now this should fall woefully, fall so long. But what did we see after? A retest and then a small fall before a rise. So this is an exception to the rule. But then if you have taken the trade somewhere here, you still have done some 15 to 20 pips before price retraced. So it has an exception also. But whatever caused this must have been fundamental. Price still went some 27 pips. You have taken the trade from the right place, which is somewhere here, this level, you will have at least done 36 pips, which is, if you use good lot size, is a good money to make off the market. But then I expect market to fall more than this for this particular trade. But then market will always does what it's going to do. So market is not in any way obedient, or we go the way anybody thinks it will go. It just go the way it wants to go. So I hope you understand what I just showed you.
Yes, I do. I do.
But you need to master that price action. You need to know. Now, when it comes to, when I say price action, let me clarify this. It's different from candlesticks interpretation. Different candlesticks have their different meaning and their different names. Don't bother to master the names. Just know what each of them represent in the market. But then, learning candlesticks is different from learning price action. Candlestick is just 1 or 2 or 3. Price action takes at least 3 to 4 candlesticks to determine a price action. Like what I've been showing you since morning, I didn't just show you one candle. I showed you at least 3 or 4 candles. Do you understand?
Yes, so is that a price action? Those 3, 4 candles and the price action.
Yes, 2, 3, 4 candles show you price action. You can't just say you have a price action somewhere just because there's one candle, there's one funny candle somewhere. So let me also quickly give you an head up with on what you are going to be learning with candle. Now, there are different candles in the market and they all have different names and different meaning. Like I said, don't bother yourself with names, just understand the meaning. Now, a candle like this, okay, let me use this. A candle like this Can you see what I'm showing you?
Yes, I can.
So it's most likely called a bullish Marubuzo. But then don't bother about the name. What you should look out for is this. This candle has little or no wicks at all. Little or no wicks at all. What does that mean in practical terms? It means that the buyers are totally in control. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
It means that market opened here, buyers pushed it a little bit down, but sellers pushed it a little bit down, but buyers took over and drove the price forcefully up. And the sellers could only push it a little bit before 4 hours eventually closed. That's what it means. Do you get my point?
Yes, I do.
Now, let me show you. Let's interpret this candle. This one that look like cross. Let's interpret it. It means that when market open at this point, sellers drove the price down, and then buyers entered and pushed the price up to this point before price closed, and then that happened in 4 hours. So what does that mean? If you look at this candle, it means that buyers are entering the market forcefully. So if you were selling a market and you saw something like this print out, you should be ready to go to get out of the market because it is going to buy, especially if it is on key level. The same thing that happened here. See, buyers pushed it up, seller pushed it down, and market closed there. What did we see after? It came down. But before it came down, they still pushed it up and it came down. Pushed it up, came down. Like I do tell people, the candlestick is like a storybook. You just need to know how to read it. It tells you where price has been, what is happening in the market. Now, one thing you need to put in mind is when you are trading, you are not trading with candles or with laptop or system. You are dealing with people. So all of this candle is showing human behavior. The behavior of people, their fear, their greed, their anxiety, their tension, every emotion that you can name is being shown before you. So it's not about the money, so to say, it's about psychology, it's about how people perceive the market. And that's why one of the most important virtue you can have as a trader is patience, to let everything play out. Don't pursue setup, let it come to you. Know where to wait for your trade. Know what you are looking for to take it. Once you have it, once you have what you're looking for, don't hesitate. Take your trade and wait for your result. But until then, you keep waiting. Just like the discipline of a sniper can wait 3 days to have just one shot, but that shot must be worth it. So that you don't take trade too early or too late. Of course, in your patience to make sure that you take trade at the right time, you will probably miss some entry, which is fine. The more you do that, the better you become, and you know how to. When I started trading on 4 hours, and unfortunately, I didn't even have a candlestick timer, so I didn't even know when the 4 hour candle was going to close. I will have to wait, sit down in front of my system, and wait for 4 hours looking for the candle, waiting for it to close before I can take a single trade. So at times I don't even get to take more than one trade in a day because I had to wait 4 hours. And once I miss that entry, I wait another 4 hours. So you can imagine me waiting 8 hours in front of my system, not doing anything, just looking until once start getting better. Until I had candlestick time and I knew exactly when the candle was going to close. So I could do other things and come back to it at that time and look at what happened and see if I should take the trade or not. So let me tell you why you need to wait for the candle to close before you take the trade. Now, this particular candle was once here, that is, price was once here. So if you think, oh, price have broken this level, now I can buy, and you bought, what will have happened? You will have lost a lot of money. Why? Because price came down again. But if you have waited for it to close, you will have had another interpretation of the market. Now, this is what I'm saying. This is 4 hours. Let me show you how many candles came together to form that 4 hours. Let's go to 1 hour. Now, this is it. Market went up, one, two, three, four. So market went up and then forcefully came down again. Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Are you sure you are getting what I'm teaching?
Yes, I'm getting you. I'm getting.
Okay. So I think that's that for the fib name and likes.
That means
Okay.
you don't use what do you call it limit order at all.
Just once in a while, I believe in market execution. Let me see, let me take what my eyes can see. It is only once in a while when I want to be lazy. That's when I use pending orders because you cannot interpret candlestick in advance. I need to wait and see what candle is going to print.
Okay, so how often do you check the market? Like since you don't sit in front of your screen 24 hours, how often do you check the market?
For
Do you
me,
have like a timer or something?
this is what I do. Once I wake up, the market I trade, the I trade New York and London session. So when I wake up to trade, depending on my schedule for the day, at times I don't get to trade until around 12 p.m. 1 p.m. So once I miss 8 a.m., I start looking out for New York session opening, which is around 12:31. But then that doesn't mean I will not do my markup. But let me just say, once I wake up 7:30, 8 o'clock, I do my markup, I look for entry. Once I take that trade, I set my stop loss, my TP, and all of that. Then I can go out with my schedule. I don't need to stay in the market looking at the market every time anymore. I just need to see it once in a while, which I can do on my notes. Even at times when I'm driving, I just check my phone to see what is happening and then I drop it again and I continue. But then the bulk of the work I do it in the morning before I step out. Do all my markups, enter my trade, set my SL and my TP, and then I move out. And if I couldn't do that before moving out, if I can get an opportunity to enter the market around 12:31 or so, I can do that. The latest I can enter market is 2 p.m. Anything after 2 p.m., I would rather not take the market because market is just going to close in another 3 hours. It's not worth it unless I am desperately in need to take that trade. Maybe I just want to quickly do a scalp, but it's not always every time.
Okay, so you do your setup in the morning
Normally, I
and
do my
then
setup in the weekend. I do my setup on Sundays. So every morning when I wake up, at times I might not spend up to 1 hour. At times I might not spend up to 30 minutes taking my entry all the trades I want to enter because I've done markup for like 5 or 10 pairs. So once I enter the market, let's say 8 o'clock, I enter the market. I'm not staying on one chart looking for where to enter it. I'm looking for a chart that is on key level. Do you understand? I'm looking for a chart that is ready for me. So I'm not waiting for a chart. Do you get my point? And that's why
okay,
I
that
have
means
a lot of
you must
options.
you like as you are waiting, you are seeing that the candle has opened and has closed before you enter that trade. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that now I've done all my markups now and I go to sleep. By morning, so by not I start opening the chart one after the other. You know, I said that we don't take trade until it is on key level.
Yes,
Hello, so
yes,
so
yes.
so I look for charts that are on key levels and I look at them. If they have clear price action, if I want to take it or not, I take that. If the ones that are not on key level and I think there will be a sweet setup, I can put a reminder. I can set it. There's a app we use called Levels that alerts me when price get to this level. If I'm able to take it, I take it. If I'm not able to take it, I let it go. Like today now, I missed an entry on gold, and it's very painful. I missed around 130 something pips on gold. Let me show you. I refused to set the timer for it. Price was around here when I started this, when I saw this. But I knew it was a retest. So I knew it was going to come down again. But I needed to make sure that I take the trade close to this 30.2 because I don't want to risk too much. I want my stop loss to be as minimal as possible. And that's why I was not gonna take the trade at this level. I was waiting for it to come up a little bit more before I can take it so that I can have more leverage, have a tighter stop loss and win much more in terms of TP. But then by the time it was going to happen, I was not. I lost track already. I didn't set the timer for it. By the time I was going to see it, it has already hit my past what was supposed to be my TP. So it happens something like that. Something like that happen often. But then I only take trades that are ready for me. So I look at the chart, look at it and see, okay, this is not on key level. I can wait for another 20, 30 minutes. But then once I'm able to take between 3 and 4, 5 trades, I'm okay for the day, especially if I have to um, jump out of the house or get to some places, if I have to do a lot of movement. So I just enter those trades and then I walk away. But the days when I have the chance to sit down very well, I mark my stuff, enter the trade I can enter, and wait for the ones I need to wait for. Excuse me, and I wait for the ones I need to wait for. Do you understand what I'm trying to explain?
Okay. Okay. But you enter on most times on 15 minutes time frame.
Now, it is not that I enter on 15 minutes time frame. I need you to be clear with that. You don't just go and open a 15 minutes chart and be looking for entry. You already know what you wanted to do. We just needed a clearer picture. You know that for this H4 candle means that there are four H1 candle in it. Do you understand?
Yes, yes.
And for an H1 candle, there are two 30 minutes candle and there are four 15 minutes candle. So going to a lower time frame make you see what has happened clearly, extended charts, so that you can interpret it well. But then for someone like you that you don't even understand the price action yet, even if you go on 15 minutes, you don't know what you are looking for yet. And that's why you need to go and read that book and know what price action actually is. Because you can't just take a trade of 15 minutes charts. 15 minutes is just 15 minutes. Anything you see on 15 minutes can disappear. You can't say, oh, I saw an head and shoulder or a double top on 15 minutes. It can disappear. Market can take it away anytime at all. And so all of the things I need to do to take a trade, I do it on 4 hours. And at worst, 1 hour. So if I'm going to do a trend line or a double bottom or a triple bottom or whatever it is I'm going to take, I do it on H1, H4. So if I go to 15 minutes or 30 minutes, I am looking for a clearer price action to take the trade so that I will have lesser drawdown. That is just it. Do you understand now?
Okay. Yes, I do.
Okay. So that is all about fib and entry and all of that. Any other thing you want us to discuss?
Not really. I don't think so. But what else do you think I need to know?
Those times I told you to note all of those things so that we can trash them once we are able to get a class. And now that we have a class, I would like to trash everything as much as you can remember. So the truth of the
Uh,
matter is this. Okay, you just remember something.
no, no, no. I just wanted to say, majorly, the issue that I do have is me being stopped out on my trades. That's the major issue that I have.
You said what?
I said the major issue that I have is me being stopped out on most of my trades. That's the major issue that I have.
So there's still something fundamentally you're not getting right. And I thank God we were able to fish it out. I don't know if it's just only this or there's something else. You cannot be a good price action trader if you don't understand price action. Because what makes
Yeah.
you a price action trader is how much you understand price action, is how much you can cite lower low, lower highs, even on the most tiny price candlestick. And there's no way you'll be able to do that until you understand all of those things. unless you want to start doing indicator trading, which is not sustainable. You will lose a lot of money by following all of these different indicators. I mean, I don't do that. I don't do indicators. They lag and they mess people up badly. So we believe that the best indicator you have is your naked eyes. Trade what you see, not what you think. So go back and read that book. You will really appreciate the beauty of understanding the price action.
Okay, okay. What about Elliott Wave? Does it have any place in this price action thing?
Yes, it does. It does. But then I tell people that you need to master the basics before you start trading Elliott, before you start trading um what do you call it? Um how come how did I forget the name now? Let me quickly look for what I'm talking about. So I cannot even teach you Elliott wave now because you need to understand first the um the basics. Before you start trading harmonic, before you start trading Elliott, you need to first understand um the basics, which is price action. Do you
Okay.
understand? Because once you understand those basics, just one book on Elliott will set you up and you'll be able to trade it based on your already strong foundation. And then have them now there are indicators for almost everything, even though I don't encourage people to do it. Now I can even show you an indicator on harmonics, though I don't use it, but I have it on my system. Let me see if I still have it if it has not expired yet. Um, Gartley patterns. Can you see? Can you see the
Yes, I can see.
now? What is this telling me? This is telling me that we are likely to see a sell from this place. I really don't use it anyway. I prefer what my eyes is telling me than what some set of indicators telling me. It's just the way I was trained and it's been sustainable that way. And the best of the trader are price action traders. So you need to go and work on that. It is very important. So I was going to say something about this fib again before. Let me just, I still have a feeling that you are yet to understand it well, but let me use this example I normally use. So maybe that will drive it home a little bit. Now, the reason I do tell people that, no, I've mentioned it to you that if price is above 30.2, you should be looking for a buyer. And if it is below 61.8, you should be looking for a sell. This is the reason for that. Imagine you have a 100-meter ruler and then you have a leverage, or let's call it a hedge. This normal hedge that normally used in physics lab. Can you remember? Were you a science student?
No, commercial today.
Okay. Okay. Just imagine you have a ruler 100-meter, and you have it on a sharp hedge, a triangular hedge like that. Now, if you put that ruler, if you put that ruler on the hedge at exactly 50 centimeters, that is the middle, you would not be able to tell if the price is going to fall to the right or to the left. Will you?
No.
But if you put the ruler at 30 centimeters, you can tell for sure where the price is going to fall. See?
Yes.
Where will it fall?
Hello, can you hear me?
I said, where will it fall?
Sorry, I didn't get the illustration very well.
I said, if you put the 100-meter ruler
Mm-hmm.
on a sharp edge and you put it at the center, you put at 50 centimeter, you might
Okay.
not be able to tell if it's going to fall to the right or to the left because it is 50-50 on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Is it true?
Yes, yes.
So I now said that if you put it on 30 centimeter, where will it fall?
It will fall towards the beginning.
The remaining 70, right? You know, you have 30 on one side and 70 on the other side.
Yes, yes, yes.
So it's going to fall towards the 70 part, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Now, for the 61, if you put it on 61 level, it's going to fall to the 61 side, right?
Yes, yes.
So that is, see, this Fibonacci thing, as much as you can go and read about it, it's very interesting. It does not only work in Forex, it works in everything. Even with the way human being, our body is arranged, follow Fibonacci ratios. And that might be alarming until you start reading about Fibonacci. It is very important you master it. So 2 things you need to master is go master Fibonacci and master price action, and you will see the changes in your trade. That is very true.
Okay. Okay, for the Fibonacci, you made mention that if price is above that 38.2 is a buy,
I
then
didn't
the
say it's
profit
a
zone will
buy.
not be.
I didn't say it's a
It's
buy.
likely
You should be
a buy.
looking for a buy.
You're looking for a buy, sorry. You should be looking for a buy. And then the profit zone should be around that minus 27 upward. That's the profit zone. What about the profit zone for the one below?
It is there. I can show you. You can see there's 127, there's 168.
Okay. I'm just saying those ones now.
Of course, all of those levels don't come with the normal fib level on MT4. You will have to add it yourself. It's a simple method anyway. Let me just show you how to add it. Just right click and go to fib properties, and then fib level, you can add it here. Just click add, and then that's it. It's that simple. So any other question?
None for now. None.
Okay.
I just need to go and master the fib and then the price action, like you said.
Okay. So, in the absence of any question, maybe I'm free to call it a day, right?
Yeah.
So, once you are able to